The 2024 NFL Draft is almost here. Let's hear what some of the top industry analysts have to say about the Cardinals' powerful draft position.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast with Kelly Singh.
Murray heaves it downfield. It's caught. It is caught. DeAndre Hopkins. Miraculous. It's Murray magic.
The sickest Arizona Cardinals podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Welcome to the sickest Arizona Cardinals podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Singh, along with my amazing co-host, Charlotte Shaff. How is your week going, Charlotte?
This is another busy week. I mean, is there ever a quiet week? I guess you could say in our lives, but very busy week. I'm exhausted and I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Oh my gosh, me too. I was just telling you before we went live that I discovered we're in Mercury retrograde, which is wreaking havoc apparently on my life right now.
I feel ya. I feel you on that. I can't wait to hear when my husband gets home from work to tell me what kind of day he had with patients, because he always can tell when something's going on.
It's there's definitely something happening. I can't explain it any other way. And then part of me was like, I'm just gonna figure it out. And here we are, Mercury retrograde through the 25th.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. Well, we can take a deep breath. It'll be done before the first night of the draft, which is really important. Over the last few episodes, we've been sharing some of the rumors that have been going around. Will the Cardinals trade up? Will they trade down? Will they stay in the same spot? But this week, Charlotte, I want to talk about what the actual pros, the analysts out there have been saying. And we have a few sound bites to listen to and react. So let's just get right into it. This first one is Matthew Miller, NFL draft scout. He's an ESPN draft analyst. He spoke to the Cardinals media team about how deep the talent pool is this year and that he expects us to walk away with some big time starters.
This draft is so deep throughout the first three rounds to where you should be walking away with multiple starters.
So basically, this draft is so deep, we should be walking away with some big time starters. Does this give you some hope for the upcoming season as we come out of the draft?
I definitely feel a lot of hope, because I feel as though because we have so much rich talent out there in the draft, that these guys can pretty much have a running start, bonding with the other players. We are still a relatively new team, I guess you could say, with the front office and the coach. Let's get going. Let's start off with a bang. There's no need to wait. Let's look at what type of talent we've got there and work with it and make it happen on the field.
Yeah, agree 100%. I think that we're going to take these picks and they're going to hit the ground running because we have major holes and they need to be filled. And as you mentioned, this is still like a young team. They're still learning to bond with each other. So what better time to bring in new talent, which we know happens every year, but still it's like the perfect storm, I guess, for the Cardinals. Like that's how I see it.
Absolutely. And I would think that these guys are going to be excited about seeing who else gets drafted with the Cardinals and who they get to start playing with, and sitting there saying, this is our future. We are going to make it happen. We need to take advantage of the youth.
Oh my gosh, 100%. And, just look at the Detroit Lions last season. Apparently, they were the youngest team as far as age. And I found that to be really interesting. So it will be fun to see where do the Cardinals shake out as far as age after this draft season. And we know who our starters are, because there could be something to that.
I love that. I love that. I want to see the Lions do really well, but I feel like other teams should be looking at what they've done there in Detroit and be inspired by Campbell and everything that he's been able to do with the guys on that team.
This next clip is from Trevor Sikkema, Tampa Bay Trey of Pro Football Focus. And if you're familiar with PFF, they are the source. Most people consider them the source when it comes to forecasting player performance. So here's what he had to say about Michael Wilson.
And Michael Wilson was one of those guys. And so throughout the process, I kept telling people, I was like, Michael Wilson, he's my guy, he's my guy, he's my guy. And when we were at the Super Bowl Media Week a couple weeks ago, he came up and he said, hey, just wanted to meet you. I appreciate everything kind of that you were saying about me last year. And I was asking him, I was like, hey, how was the year? How's the team and everything? He's like, dude, it's awesome. Like, it's great in Arizona. The culture is fantastic.
Michael Wilson. Who
Mhm.
doesn't love Michael Wilson? He's just a sweet little angel baby.
He is, and a smart guy also.
True.
Very smart.
And talented and all of that. What stuck out to me, though, happened to be the comment about the culture. We've heard so much about culture as it relates to the Cardinals. They've made so many changes from their business group all the way through to the front office and the coaches and all the staffing. Like, it just seems soup to nuts. They were getting started over again. And all we've heard is culture, culture, culture. What are your thoughts? What are you hearing? And being a long-term season ticket holder, do you feel a culture shift?
I feel as though you're always going to have new energy when you have new people coming in because it's the unexpected. You feel as though you have more to bring to them because it's not the old stuff. You can see how you can work with the team. I think it's interesting here that he said that the culture was good. Maybe it's because as season ticket holders, we have been a little disgruntled for a few years. And for us, we don't get it because when I hear that the culture is good, I would think that that would also relate to what's happening on the field. And we've seen in the past couple of years where it was a great game up until the fourth quarter and we blew it. And so that culture may be happening off the field, but we need to see that culture come to the field also. But I am inspired by Michael being positive about that and being excited about that. And I think that's half the battle is we need our players to be talking positively and being motivated to want to win and make things work. So I'm happy to hear it. You know, I feel like when you've got the young guys in there, they haven't dealt with all the stuff that's happened in the past. And so they don't have that black cloud over their heads. And for them, they're just like, I want to win. I'm on an NFL team. Let's do this. Let's do this. So I'm motivated by that for sure.
For me, it was during the free agency week where we were actually having these players who are out there hoping they get picked up on a contract. They're veterans and signing and just saying, like, I'm really excited to be here. This is where I was hoping I would land. I have family here, or I've heard great things. And that made me feel really good because seeing the report card come out, which we actually didn't even really touch on, the report card came out and the Cardinals were still towards the bottom, but it feels as if things are starting to change and feel more warm and fuzzy, maybe.
There you go. Yes.
But it does need to translate to the field there,
It
and
does need
maybe not
to.
even to the field, but to those of us watching.
Absolutely. And what we were talking about earlier before we started recording is I feel like we've all got a little bit of fatigue in general about talking about the draft and everything like that. We want to be excited about it, but everybody is constantly talking about it and talking about the culture and talking about the past seasons. And it's tiring. We need some excitement. We need something to happen where we're, rejuvenated. And I'm really hoping that is this year. I really am.
Rejuvenated. I like that word. Well, one of the biggest voices in the space might be that of NFL reporter Ian Rappaport. I have him on alerts anytime anything breaking news happens. I get the little notification. He tweeted something that just today, actually, we record on Thursday and publish on Friday morning. So Thursday afternoon, Ian Rappaport tweeted, Commanders GM Adam Peters talking to reporters today, quote, we feel great about staying at number 2. Don't see a lot of scenarios where we trade down, end quote. Now, we both follow Joanna Cards fan on Twitter.
I love her. I love her.
Yes, love her. She is stuck firm, saying the Cardinals will stay in the 4th spot and choose a wide receiver. And much like us, has looked at other scenarios and weighed them out, but it just doesn't feel like it's going to happen. Friend of the pod, Donnie Druin, our Cardinals beat reporter, he says the same too. You know, there's a lot of chatter. You've already mentioned fatigue, but have you seen more people that are saying, yeah, I think we're probably just going to stay in the 4, or are you still seeing lots of other scenarios?
I'm still seeing some of the different scenarios talking about, quarterback, wide receiver, which seems to be pretty consistent. So I think that it's
Mhm.
going to happen. But I also did find it interesting when I saw I think it was Donnie was saying that Monty was saying that the team does indeed do mock drafts and the team will go through scenarios within the next week, but their board is 95 to 98% complete. And he said the hay's in the barn. It is what it is. We got to stop with all the speculating. It is what it is. I know that this causes people to click on stuff and have conversations, but the hay's in the barn, people.
And then I could be devil's advocate and be like, but what does that mean? The hay is in the barn. If it's still 98%, does that mean they're still open to, that 4th spot being played with?
True. True.
But
I don't know. I mean, in the end, do they listen to the fans? They say they listen to the fans, but they're going to do what they're going to do.
they
So the
are.
hay's in the barn, Kelly.
The hay is in the barn, but fear not. I am on team stay put at number 4. Let's just move along.
Move along. Boy, Thursday can't get here soon enough.
Exactly. Now you are doing a special event on draft night with Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Arizona, but it's focused on big brothers and finding bigs,
Yes.
men to mentor boys. Do you want to talk about that for a minute?
Yes. Yes. If you are interested in being a mentor to a young man, a child, teenager, especially in the West Valley, Big Brothers Big Sisters has a free draft night event at their offices in Phoenix. It's off of 16th Street in Osborne. They're going to have Habit Burger there with free food. They're going to have beer, drinks. They're going to talk about the power of mentoring. They're also going to have an Arizona Cardinals player there who's going to sign autographs. It's Jonathan Ledbetter. So if you're interested, definitely look out Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Central Arizona. I know that some people want to be in the excitement of the actual, draft parties and that kind of stuff. But if you want to do something that's going to make a difference in your life and a young boy's life, check out Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Central Arizona.
Here are all the details. It is Thursday, April 25th at 5 p.m. You do need to RSVP, so catch this clip on YouTube or find us on Twitter. Jonathan Ledbetter was the Walter Payton Man of the Year for Arizona, so nominee for the league. And what better person to be there representing at Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Arizona.
Absolutely. He's a great guy. They love the Cardinals there. So
I love it. I love it. Well, this has been another great week. I love getting a nice, concise, bite-sized podcast out there for everybody. If you have anything you want to add to today's show, be sure to follow us on the app formerly known as Twitter. I'm at Kelly at Phoenix. She's at Shar Shaff, and the show is at Sick Pod Kelly. Watch us on YouTube. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app. That's about it, really.
Love it. See you online, everybody.
See you online and see you next week. Bye.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Kelly Singh on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.